Declaration of Independence. For over 150 years, the British Empire had established colonies on the eastern shores of what is now the United States. Over the course of that 150 years, discontent began to broil throughout the 13 colonies. From that discontent, a minority of colonists began to utter a word with explosive potential. That word, revolution, spread across the American wilderness, growing from a whisper to a thunderclap. What at first started as a ragtag colonial army soon formed into a continental army which derived its standing from the colonists' formal Declaration of Independence. This document, approved on July 4th, 1776, was like a trumpet blast telling the world that a new nation had been born. But where did it come from? The task of writing the document was given to a committee of 5 men, but only one of them officially drafted the Declaration. Thomas Jefferson. It is to this man's struggle to draft the Declaration which we now turn. It was only a few weeks earlier when young Jefferson, barely 33 years old, began working on this historic document. What must have gone through his head? What was the source of his inspiration, and what were the ideals he wished to express? In particular, what did Jefferson mean when he wrote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed."
Perhaps if we listen really hard, we can hear Jefferson's thoughts as he drafts these celebrated words. As a loyal subject of the British Empire, it tears at my soul to have such a dire need to write this Declaration of Independence, and yet it is they, not us, who has broken
The social contract. A voluntary agreement among individuals to create a government and to give adequate power to secure the mutual protection and welfare of all individuals. The social contract. It is not the colonists that have broken the law, because the British have broken a higher law, a natural law, the laws of nature and of nature's God, by depriving us of our natural rights. Natural rights are not bestowed by government, but are inherent within every man, woman, and child, by virtue of the fact that he or she is a human being. Natural rights. When kings and governments set up laws that interfere with this natural pursuit, they, the rulers, disrupt divine law by denying us our civil liberties. Civil liberties are the rights protected against the power of the government. They are limitations on what government can do to the people. Civil liberties. This disruption of divine law also does not uphold our civil rights. Civil rights specifies what a government must do to ensure equal protection under the law for all people. Civil rights. It is because the British Empire has broken these fundamental laws of man that we colonists must agree to mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Let this document serve as a notice to all rulers and governments in the present and in the future everywhere that all men are born with a natural equality, be they king or common man. Equality is the concept that upholds at a minimum that all people are entitled to equal protection under and from the law. Equality. Jefferson's Declaration of Independence was signed, ratified, and then copies were printed in Philadelphia and sent to cities and villages all throughout the colonies. When the Declaration was read in Philadelphia, the gathered crowds cheered, and the bells rang throughout the day and into the night. Ding dong, ding dong. The Declaration of Independence helped unite what had been a divided land, and became the spark that lit the flame of liberty in their souls. Liberty, the freedom to believe, act, and express oneself freely, so long as doing so does not infringe on the rights of other individuals in society. Liberty. Thank you.